9 witnesses who were either present at the house party where Boston police officer John O'Keefe died or took the stand during Karen Reed's month-long murder trial released a joint statement following her acquittal on Wednesday. The group, which includes Karen's sister and her, both named McCabe, who were in the home at the time of the incident, called the verdict a miscarriage of justice. This is their full statement. Today our hearts are with John and the entire O'Keefe family. They have suffered so much and deserve better from our justice system. While we may have more to say in the future, today we mourn with John's family and lament the cruel reality that this prosecution was infected by lies and conspiracy theories spread by Karen Reed, her defense team, and some in the media. The result is a devastating miscarriage of justice. Signed, Jennifer Maccabee, Matthew Maccabee, Chris Albert, Julie Albert, Colin Albert, Nicole Albert, Brian Albert, Carrie Roberts, and Court Robert. Let's bring in NBC 10, Boston's senior investigative reporter, who is in Canton tonight, where this all unfolded. So, these 9 people released this statement through their communication firm. You know them personally. Or you know about them because you covered this story. Tell us about these 9 people. How close were they to this case? Well, they were very close. Jennifer and Matthew Maccabee are Karen Reed's sister and brother. They were in the house at 34 Fairview Road the night Officer O'Keefe died, and they, along with the other 6 people who signed on to this statement, were questioned by police. At least some of them, if not all of them, gave voluntary statements to police. And then they also testified at the trial. So they were in the home that night. The Alberts are the husband and wife team who owned the home. Their last name is Albert. It's Albert. The Roberts, Carrie and Court, are the parents of Brian Albert. So they're here in Canton today because they're grieving. They're mourning for Officer O'Keefe, for the O'Keefe family, but also their son, Brian, who they believe is being treated unfairly. So let me kind of go down the list of what each person's relationship was to this case. So again, the McCashes were in the house. They saw what happened. They say they want to tell their side of the story. But right now, they're just mourning with the O'Keefe family. The Roberts, Carrie, and Court, the parents of Brian, were in the house. They say they want to tell their side of the story, but right now they're just mourning with the O'Keefe family. The Alberts, Brian, Julie, and Colin were in the house. They say they want to tell their side of the story, but right now they're just mourning with the O'Keefe family. Nicole Albert is the daughter of Brian and Julie Albert. She was in the house. Her parents were in the house. She says she wants to tell her side of the story, but right now she's mourning with the O'Keefe family. Chris Albert is the brother of Brian Albert. He was in the house the night of the incident, and he says he wants to tell his side of the story. But right now, he's mourning with the O'Keefe family. And then lastly is Matthew Albert. He's the son of Carrie and Court Roberts, the parents of Brian Albert. And he was at the house that night. He was in the basement at the time of the incident. And he says he wants to tell his side of the story. But right now, he's mourning with the O'Keefe family. As you can see, this was a very tight-knit group of people. They're very close. And this was an extremely difficult thing for them to do, to take the stand and testify. Many of them had to leave the courtroom. They were crying. Some of them were escorted out by police. They did not want to be there, but they felt they had to tell the truth, that they had to do their civic duty and tell the jury what they saw and what they know. So who knows what the future holds? They do say in their statement that they may have more to say in the future. Right now, they're just focused on the O'Keefe family and supporting them. We learned earlier today from the Suffolk District Attorney's office that they really not going to be appealing this verdict. And it seems like the focus really has to stay with the O'Keefe family. You know, when you talk about the O'Keefe family, obviously, John was a beloved police officer in Boston. His legacy will live on. His family, his friends, his colleagues are working to make sure that happens. They are also I know, deeply saddened and disappointed by this verdict. But they have to move forward, and they have to keep working on making sure that John S. memory lives on. Thank you so much.